We are exploring the political landscape of Cameroon and identity, whether Paul Biya's reign will finally end with the new president. Cameroon has been under the rule of President Paul Biya for over 35 years, making him one of the longest-serving leaders in Africa. But as his reign continues, many are left wondering whether he will finally step down and allow a new leader to emerge. Cameroon has faced numerous challenges under Biya's rule, including widespread political unrest and governance issues. The country has struggled to address human rights abuses, corruption, and economic stagnation. The Anglophone crisis, which began in 2016, has led to violence and instability in the northwest and southwest regions, displacing hundreds of thousands of people. Moreover, the government's response to the crisis has been criticized for its heavy-handed approach, leading to further tensions. The lack of transparency and accountability in government has also been a major concern. Biya's regime has been accused of nepotism, with key positions being held by his loyalists and family members. This has led to a lack of diversity in leadership and a dearth of fresh ideas, perpetuating the status quo. Furthermore, the country's economy has struggled to diversify, with a heavy reliance on oil exports and limited investment in other sectors. The political landscape in Cameroon is also characterized by a lack of democratic space, with limited opportunities for opposition parties to operate freely. The electoral process has been marred by irregularities, and the government has been accused of using state machinery to intimidate and harass opposition candidates. All these factors have contributed to a sense of disillusionment among Cameroonian citizens, who are yearning for change. In recent years, however, there have been signs of a shift in the political landscape. The 2018 presidential election saw a significant challenge from opposition candidate Maurice Kamto, who claimed to have won the election. Although his claim was disputed by the government, it marked a turning point in the country's political history, with many seeing it as a sign that Biya's grip on power was beginning to weaken. The emergence of new political parties and movements has also added to the sense of uncertainty, with some predicting that the next election could be a game-changer. The current political landscape is filled with potential candidates who could challenge Biya in the next election. One such candidate is Joshua Osei, who has been gaining popularity among young Cameroonians. Osei has been critical of Biya's regime and has promised to bring about real change and reform. Another potential candidate is Cabral Libii, who has been gaining momentum among opposition parties. In recent months, there have been signs of a growing discontent among Cameroonians, particularly among the youth. The arrest and detention of several high-profile opposition leaders and activists have sparked widespread protests and demonstrations. The government's response to these protests has been heavy-handed, leading to further violence and instability. This has created a sense of urgency among Cameroonians, who are demanding change and reform. A pivotal moment in recent political events was the release of opposition leader Maurice Kamto from prison. Kamto had been detained for several months on charges of rebellion and insurrection, but his release was seen as a sign that the government was willing to negotiate and find a peaceful solution to the crisis. Many saw it as a turning point, marking a shift from a hardline approach to a more conciliatory tone. The events of recent months have also highlighted the role of the international community in Cameroon's political crisis. The African Union and other regional bodies have been criticized for their lack of action, with some accusing them of being too soft on Biya's regime. The international community has a crucial role to play in promoting democracy and human rights in Cameroon, and it remains to be seen whether they will take a more active role in the coming months. In conclusion, the key points discussed regarding Biya's reign and the prospects of a new president taking over are clear. The challenges faced by Cameroon under Biya's rule are numerous, and the need for change is urgent. The emergence of new political parties and movements has added to the sense of uncertainty, and the next election could be a game-changer. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share your opinions in the comments below. If you want to learn more about Cameroon's political climate, check out my other videos on the topic.